On this episode of Whitetail Addictions,
I'm what you call a lone wolf. I like to walk alone.
Whitetail Addictions is brought to you by Lone Wolf Custom Gear, the innovator of mobile hunting. Lone Wolf Arrowheads, recover your deer, not your broadhead. Osseo Gear, nature's best camouflage. Hoyt Archery, get serious, get Hoyt. Vortex Optics, the force of optics. Buck Fever Synthetics, make bucks hunt you. Painted Arrow Outdoors, relive the hunt. Face Off Bikes, make every hunt count. Onyx Hunt, maps for hunting, made by hunters.
Whitetail Addictions, baby. I love this shit.
I'm what you call a lone wolf. I like to walk alone. I go hunt for the feeling. I thrive out on my own. Look in my eyes, look at the prize, look at the yeah. Heart in my chest, holding my breath. I'm addicted to the game. I am the one they run from. Dead I lie and wait. I do not tremble, do not shake. Ice cold blood in my veins, yeah. The lone wolf is my name.
Wow, what a cage.
Hi, I'm Justin Hollandsworth, and welcome to Whitetail Addictions. This past year in my home state of Ohio, going into the season, I didn't have one specific animal that I was after. I had a couple bucks in mind, and that's what I started off hunting for the year. But I was still keeping my radar up and looking for that one that just really tripped my trigger, and a deer that I wanted to spend my entire season hunting. And it wasn't until October 12th when I finally got that picture of a deer that I later named Framer, due to the just huge frame that this animal had. But with 100 days in the stand this past year, and a lot of mistakes along the way on my part, and just trying to figure out these cagey animals, definitely brought light to the fact that there's still a ton to learn, and every single season it seems like they teach you a little bit more. But I hope you guys enjoy this season. It was a fun one, a long one, and a grinder, but I had a blast. You can see here, just got this whole plot in. It's just about to rain. Actually darkening up right now. But I think this is going to be a killer spot. What makes it so good is this is a big bedding area over here, and there's also one over here. So it sets smack dab in the middle of two bedding areas. Okay, October 7th today, and just got set up on this brand new farm that I've never hunted before. I just got access to it this year. Ran cameras on it all summer. Had some pretty good bucks on it, but one particular 10, and I only got 1 day of pictures of him. Well, there you can see. He showed back up last night, and he's just a tank of a deer. Okay, just got back to the truck. I got stuck in that tree, and not good. I stayed in there for an hour, and I heard that deer bound off. I'm pretty sure it was a heavy deer. So hopefully it wasn't him, but man, I got a gut feeling it was. Okay, today is October 21st. Slipped in here. Huge. There's a big rub line in here. Came in here and set the stand the other day. I didn't see. But the wind switch is on. Jump back over here. There's two great big scrapes in here now. Okay. Today is October 25th. And just learned we spotted, I got a bunch of good bucks in this particular place. I think a bunch of them are like 4-year-olds. That could be really, really good. And there's one older buck. So I don't know what I'll do. If one strikes me just right, I might go ahead and try to take one, but yeah, I got that other deer I call Framer. I can't stop thinking about him on that other farm, but I just don't have the wind to hunting tonight, so I'm gonna come over here, take a look at these bucks after work hunt. So I was flying to get here, and there's already deer way out there in that bean field. That's a stud. Probably mid-50s. I just got my eye on a bigger prize. Can't do it yet. Too early. Today is October 26th. It is October 27th. Today is Halloween.
It's November 3rd, and it is pretty warm today. Warm and windy. So, November 6th. And I think the big deer have been tied up with does for a while, but I think they're breaking free. Because I seen a big one today out in the middle of the open field too. So, hopefully, I got a couple big ones in here and shoot. But the big doe bed in here, and tons of does in here, so.
So now I'm at this point in the season where I almost feel like I'm hunting a ghost. The deer's not showing up at all. And when he does, it's only at night. And it's just a random picture here and there. Well, I don't like hunting a ghost. And so as we ticked along and we got into late October, I had another deer in mind. And I wanted to take a look at this buck and see if I couldn't, get at least an opportunity at him and see if he wasn't a deer that I wanted to take. Well, in the morning of November 7th, he rolled in, and if I would have had 2 more steps, as you'll see in this footage, I would have got him.
Back in the same setup. I should have killed this morning. I mean, I wasn't that close. Like, literally a step or 2, and I was releasing an arrow. So, I'm back in here. Hoping he comes back through again. I don't think I spooked him. I don't think he smelled me. Today's November 7th, election day. Yeah. I got tonight, and then tomorrow morning I'm going to get up early and head to Illinois and start hunting out there.
Well, after the tight rack 10 left out of there that morning and coming so close, I had a trip planned for a piece of ground that me and some buddies hunt in Illinois, and I wanted to get out there and just kind of change it up for a while. I felt like the couple farms that I've been hunting, I was hunting them hard, and I wanted to go out there, and I had a couple big deer in mind that I wanted to get after, and one was a big wide 10, and I was luckily able to connect with that buck after 3 or 4 days of hunting and put my largest out-of-state buck down just shy of the 180 mark with a 23.5-inch spread. And I was just tickled to death. But I still had this deer on my mind that I called Framer back home. And I knew with the week of Thanksgiving right around the corner, I knew if he was still around, he was going to be looking for that last doe.
November 19th. Back in the tree. It's an evening hunt. And I couldn't even get set up. I've already seen 2 bucks. Passed up probably 145, 150 inch 10 point. He's a 3-year-old. He's got a little G5 on the one end and a little drop tine coming off the base. It's going to be a giant. Got big brows. It's just getting daylight. It's November 20th, and I'm still going after this big typical. just got down from that set right there. I'm gonna go see if I can locate my arrow and see what's going on. I hit that big typical. I don't know if I hit him. I couldn't tell. The leaves were in the way. I don't know. I just gotta go look right now. We'll see. It's been a couple hours since I shot that buck. So my stand is right there in that tree. And as you can see here, there's a ton of hair right here. So this is obviously where I hit him. So I marked it with this arrow. Now I got to find some blood here and get on it. Just found blood. And it looks pretty good. It looks better than I thought. There's some bubbles in it, which is a good sign, but I'm not getting my hopes up yet. Spending a day and a half looking for that buck that I chased pretty much most of my season. And I can't tell you what happened. Something happened on impact. And I just did not have any blood on that arrow. Then for him to bleed good at 80 yards. And then to never bleed again after that, or at least not something that I could find. Makes me think something, I don't know, something weird happened, but I mean, we used the drone and we searched probably a mile and a half, maybe even more square mile. And literally seen every buck that I got trail cam pictures of, but never seen him. I was scratching my head. And this guy was good. He knew what he was doing. So I've just been sitting here in the stand all morning, looking at my wounds, and feeling sorry for myself. Should be feeling sorry for that animal, which I do, because man, if he went off and died a slow death, it's just not what I want. But it's not what any ethical bow hunter is out to do. We want a quick kill within 10 seconds of that arrow after it's released and impact is made. I mean, we want it quick. So kind of regroup. I'm gonna go scout a little bit in here because nothing's moving, and try to get something set up for a morning set for Friday morning possibly. So. Not an easy buck.
So I shifted gears now. Now it's late season. I slid in on a big wide 10 that I was getting pictures of. And boy, when he stepped out that night during that snowstorm, I was pleasantly surprised of how big he was. Again, here's another time that a trail camera has fooled me, thinking that a deer is one thing, and when you see him in person and on the hoof, he was definitely much better than I thought.
That's the first time I've ever seen him. Yeah, that's good. A lot of daylight left, so hopefully they make it down there.
Well, after playing cat and mouse with that big wide 10 and not being able to connect, and again, just like in the early season with Framer, this deer did the same thing, and he cracked me one night getting down. Well, now he wasn't showing up at all. I knew with the clock ticking, I had to get on a deer. So there was a deer that I knew of that I called Lucky, that I shifted gears and I got onto. And it took a little while before I actually laid eyes on the deer. But it wasn't towards the end of January when I finally did have a run-in with him in an encounter. And at one point I had the deer at 20 yards and could never get a shot at him. Okay, on the morning of January 28th, I got up and I was going to go after Lucky that morning. And that was the plan. And I checked my cell cams that morning, and Lucky was standing there with one side. So now, with 5 days left of season, I had to think fast and try to figure out what exactly I was going to do. I knew of a big old 8-point, and I'd not spent much time over there hunting that year, and I wanted to go over there and see if I couldn't get a chance at him. I had 3 years of pictures of him, and I knew he was a big mature deer.
Okay, Today is January 31st. I'm in here after a big old 8-point. He's been coming in on camera. I had pictures of him last year. And some pictures of him in the early part of the year. Then he disappeared. And now he showed back up. And so I'm hoping that he comes in tonight and I can get a shot at him. I got a southwest wind just pitching everything back over here, and he's coming out of everything up here. I'm putting my butt out this year. I've had some opportunities and some things not going according to plan. So, hopefully tonight I can get the job done finally. promising sign. A lot of blood. So I know he went through here. I'm gonna back out and go get my buddies. More to come.
Here's the start of this blood trail. We see him run up through here, and we're gonna try to go in here and hopefully recover him. It's January 31st, I believe.
Last day.
Yep. So it's been a fun but long season, and hopefully he's at the end of this trail. So. Okay, we got really good blood, as you can see. And he's pumping. Okay, today is February 1st. I shot this buck last night, January 31st, and tickled to death. Hunted my butt off. Had a lot of close encounters this year. Had one mishap this year on a really big deer, and so to be able to put this big old Ohio 9-point down, I couldn't be more thrilled. Shot was a little low, but it actually was in the heart. So he ran about 120 yards, and he's just a brute of an old deer. I mean, he's got over here, this base over here is almost 7 inches. Just an old deer. Got a couple years of pictures of him, but it was I kept track of it this year. This was my 86th sit for the year. Started my season September 2nd in Kentucky, and just ended it last night on January 31st. So tickled to death, and can't ask for a better way to end the season and get the next one started. Okay, now it's early March. It's shed season. I'm thinking about finding framer sheds or possibly recovering him. That's when I get a text message from a good friend named Andy. He says a guy that's just south of where I was hunting has located my buck. And after doing some searching and reaching out to the guy, I was able to put all the pieces together, jump on the phone with him, and right away the guy was great. Wanted to do the right thing, and I can't thank Troy enough for being able to finally be able to wrap my tag around this deer. So after contacting the Division of Wildlife through text messages and emails, I was able to get a tag and was able to finally recover this buck that I thought about the entire season. It just ate at me to no end. I got so fixated on going north or west in the recovery of this buck is the mistakes that I made, not thinking that deer was going to travel all the way across a cornfield that day when the farmer was picking the corn. If I would have went one more fence row over south from where we were with the thermal drone, I would have recovered my buck then, because that's where he was. So I can't thank Andy and Troy enough, and I'm tickled to death, and now for this deer to hang on my wall and to gain 2 good friends out of it, it's just another thing with whitetail hunting that it's a journey, and it's a lot of times it's about the people that you meet along the way, and I'm already looking forward to next season, and looking forward to sharing some hunting stories and trail cam pictures and so on and so forth with these 2 guys, so they can feed their addiction no differently than I do every year.
The lone wolf is my name.
This is Andre Custo from Lone Wolf Custom Gear. I wanted to thank you for watching Whitetail Addictions and ask that you become one of our silent partners by hitting the YouTube subscribe button and following us on Facebook and Instagram.